y'all. Hey, we back for another review of All the Queen's Men on BET+. We are on season 2, episode 12. Like I said, drops the same day as episode 11, so these will be back to back. So let's just jump right into it. Season 2, episode 12, entitled Cloak and Dagger. All right, so now they gotta go. They gotta call Madam and tell her about Doc getting arrested. And everybody's come to that conclusion. But before the investigator can leave, she tells Fuego like he's the only one that's clean, and he really just trying to get this money and going off to school and do whatever he wants to do. And she's trying to put the bug in his ear, like, listen, everything associated with these people is related to drugs and crime and missing bodies and death and just everything else. So you need to get out while the getting is good, essentially. Before we take these people down, you need to come holler at me so we can figure out what we can do for you, because you clean. So of course you the weakest link, you're gonna be the one to fold. And so now Fuego is looking real confused in the face, and now he's just asking questions, and the guys is like, we gotta go, we ain't got time to answer no questions. Don't pay that lady no attention. But he has good reason to ask questions, but it's a little too late to be asking questions at this point. Just keep living in oblivion, I guess. I don't know. I mean, as long as your hands are clean, right? I don't know. It's the American justice system. Who knows? You probably still end up in prison anyway. All right. The rednecks have kidnapped Amp. Like I said last episode, they wanted him to send a message to Madam, which I don't know how you can do if you are kidnapped, but I guess they changed their mind. They are pissed, and they're looking for the N-word bitch that calls herself Madam. The man that's now in charge, the man that she killed in the hospital, was his brother, and he is upset. He want her head on a stake. He gonna kill her, or he gonna chop Amp up until he figure out where she at. And Amp tells him, like, listen, you don't know who you really don't know who you messing with. And the hillbilly says, I don't care who she is or who I think I'm messing with. She done started a war, and I'm looking forward to killing her and killing you, because y'all done killed all these people. Blah, 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 blah. Sir, it's not going to work out well. You see how it worked out for your brother, right? You see how it worked out for all those people in the junkyard. Let's just cut your losses. Let's just leave well enough alone. But you're not going to do it, so you're going to learn your lessons the hard way. And that's fine. We're just going to let you live with those consequences. All right. Babyface gets home, and the lawyer lady that is a frequent customer of his that bought him a car, has him in his apartment, basically holding all the stuff over his head. Her name is Patty. She's there, and she has even more drama. She gets mad when he's with the other people, even though they're not exclusive, and she is just giving a little bit of bipolar, because she gets pissed, and she'll do things to him and then beg him not to react or whatever, whatnot. This is the dynamic, and this is where we are at with Patty. The apartment is in her name, and so they are back messing around, and she just clicks out into an attitude, and she's mushing him in the face. Just, really just mushing people in the face, mushing this man in his face, right? And he finally gets to the point where he's fed up, and he pushes her back. Just a quick little bow, get your hand off me type of situation. And so now she about to call the peoples on him. She done call 911, talk about he beating her, come get me, he hurting me, I'm at the apartment 5 down the street, I'm about to go. And so he is like, I'm finna go, I'm about to leave. You think I'm finna stay here till the cops get here? And I know I ain't do nothing, I ain't dog walked you or nothing. Like, what do you mean? I'm leaving. And so he about to go, and she begging him, like, don't leave, I'm gonna call and tell him I was just playing, don't go. Like, immediately snaps into this, like, don't leave, I love you, da 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 da. And he's like, listen, I'm gonna head out, and gives her one last shove and books it, because now the people is on your ass, and it ain't looking good for your boy Babyface. All right. Concierge is talking to his wife, and they're small talking about what they got planned for the day. And he asks her, like, what is your issue with Madam? Like, you never cared about any of my other women before, so what is it now? And he reminds her, again, you are nothing more than a business arrangement. There's no actual attachment, feelings, or anything else going on. And that seems to not, in my opinion, I don't think that sits well with her anymore. And maybe she wants you to actually love her and like her. And so now this is why the jealousy is coming into play. Possibly. Or maybe she just don't like Madam. After this episode, she probably won't like her at all anymore. Anyway, so we'll get to that. All right. Lotus calls the judge. And the judge is somebody else that is on Madam's payroll because she ended up on there somehow or another. She ended up on the payroll, and Madam has already threatened her daughter's life, so now she has to jump when Madam calls. But she's feeling real spicy this episode, so she'll pay for that on the back end. So the judge was the one that told Lotus about concierge having Madam on the airplane and at DC, so she's snitching. And she wants to know Lotus wants to know everything about Madam because she basically kind of wants to put a hit on her, like she ain't really feeling her. And so Tandy is also there with the judge. So Tandy and the judge are teaming up with Lotus to try to take Madam down because Lotus is upset that the concierge may or may not be feeling Madam. And Tandy and the judge are willing to give the information or willing to help her out because they feel played because Madam is a bad bitch. Got it? Good. All right. So they're teaming up with Lotus to try to take her down. Lotus's father is with the top cartel family, or they are the cartel, whatever. Lotus, and so they're just excited about the fact that Lotus is supposedly bigger and badder than Madam, and so they're looking forward to Madam, you know, taking her off of their hands, and so everybody can get back to their original bullshit, I guess. All right. So Blue took old girl home last night and rocked the world. And now Blue is up, you know, way earlier than her. And she's dressed and she's ready to go. Blue is. And she tells the lady, like, I need you to wake up. It's time for you to go. And now the lady's like, okay, you know, I'll go walk around the mall all day until you get off. And I'll come back tonight. And the lady, and Blue was like, you ain't got no home? Like, you said you got a husband and everything, but you're going to be here for a whole day. And if you're here for a whole nother day, somebody's gonna be missing you. What you mean? And she claims, you know, she got a home, but she's not one she want to go back to. Blah blah blah. My husband. Blah blah blah. Blue feels bad for her and tells her she can stay. And I think this is gonna be your error because a lot of things about that story doesn't sit right with me. This is your first time meeting me. You was watching me all night in the club, and you realize that you want to come back to the crib. Cool. Then you give me your wedding ring, and you stay the night, and then you want to stay another night. Granted, if this man is already knocking your head between the washer and the dryer, you need to go home. Not only that, if he is at that point, he should be calling and blowing your phone up and all these other things, so that's not happening. Additionally, Blue, you should ask, like, okay, what's your husband's name? Y'all know everybody in the city. Y'all got connections. What's his name? Verify her story before she even get to your apartment because, again, it's giving plant, and I don't trust her. But, you know, if you trust your judgment, I'm going to let you trust your own judgment, and I'm going to stick beside you. All right, so it's the next morning, and Fuego shows up at Madam's, and he tells her about Doc being locked up, and he also tells her what the investigator said about missing people and crime, and now he just got so many questions. And Madam's like, okay, ask your questions. What's your questions? And he wants to know if Eden is a criminal enterprise. As if by some small chance of honesty, Madam's going to tell you, yes, we are a criminal enterprise that my father started years ago that he passed down to me where I'm killing people. You know, I got gang affiliations, you know, hitmen. I done killed a boatload of people. You know, I probably taking y'all money, but, you know, it's okay. Don't worry about it. She's never going to admit that to you. Shut up. So she asked him, you know, have you ever seen crime? Have you ever witnessed crime at Eden? You know, have you been able to confirm any of her accusations? Oh, no, I haven't. Okay, then that answers your question. Good day and goodbye. And Tommy, of course, he was around the corner, and she tells Tommy, like, keep your eyes on him. He gonna be the one to flip first. And you are absolutely, I agree with that sentiment. Like, he's gonna be the one to flip because he really ain't about this life. He just here, you know, to get what he need to get on to the next, you know, phases of his life. He not sold out to this thing like Midnight and Doc and Babyface. Like these boys got skin and blood and everything else in the game. A couple of them got some bodies in your name. So, ooh, bars in your name. But, you know, Fuego's just, you know, he's a little bit different from everybody else. All right. Madam calls the judge and tells her, like, Doc is in jail and you need to get him out. You got 45 minutes to get him out. And I'm not playing with you, you know, and you know I'm not playing with you. Because remember, Madam drove her car, her Range Rover, through the front door of the judge's house. And like I said, threatened her daughter's life. That should tell you right there that you can get touched. You can be touched. But she feel renewed because she didn't combine forces with Suit to the front Tandy, and she feeling real randy, and so she trying to try in front of Tandy. Got Madam on speakerphone, and she gonna tell Tandy if she got the phone. She's like, I ain't calling nobody. I ain't making no arrangements. I don't jump when she call. It's probably in your best interest that you do, but I'm gonna let you flex. I'm gonna let you have it because you're gonna pay for it by the end of this episode. All right. So the investigator's talking to Doc while he's detained, and she's telling Doc that the baby didn't make it, and I don't know if that's a ploy to get him to break and admit to something or say anything or give her what she wants, or, the baby was in critical condition last night, didn't get any better and unfortunately did not make it. But we're going to operate under the assumption that she wouldn't tell that kind of lie and just say that the baby didn't make it. The baby didn't make it. And she also shows him this big, long, drawn out sketch of everybody, pictures and, little boards and whatever, that shows pictures of everyone that is gone missing on Madam's watch, to include her business partner's wife, of which Doc was knocking down, and she thinks or assumes he's responsible for her death. Can't confirm it, but she's trying to pressure him with this board, images of all these bodies. And she tells him, like, listen, Madam's going down, so you need to save yourself. And of course, Doc got bodies on his hand too, so he can't sell nobody out if he wanted to, and he's not interested. So he tells her, like, girl, please, you need to get you some D and go find you something safe to do, basically. So they are unmoved on the mission, the individual missions that they got going on. All right, Madam's at the jail, and Tommy then came back and told her no bail has been set for Doc, which means that the judge didn't make the calls that she was supposed to make within the last 45 minutes. She over at Tandy house, key, and having brunch on by poolside, so she gonna pay for that. Like I told you, she gonna pay for it. So Madam tells Tommy, hey, track her phone. I'm finna pull up on her. She tracks the judge's phone and realizes that she is at Tandy house. So Tandy is home, and the judge is Tandy's home, and the judge is there. So Madam's putting 1 and 1 is starting to equal 2. Oh, y'all teaming up on the girl. All right, I got you. Take me over there. All right, so that's where she's headed to next. Meanwhile, Blue and Dime are at the club, and Dime tells Blue, like, it was bad. I asked Madam to talk to him, and whatever. She explains the situation, and she sees that Blue is more giddy than normal and more smiley than normal. She tells her, girl, be careful. Not too much. Get what you need, but not too much. Babyface is out back, hiding in the back somewhere, child, behind the dumpsters or something, and he tells Trouble to go in there and get Blue. He wants to talk to her. And meanwhile, Blue goes outside to talk to Babyface, and Trouble tells Dime, like, she don't like the new white dude, and kind of hits her the game and tells her, like, he be snooping around, like, he is everywhere he ain't supposed to be, like, I don't trust him. And Dime just kind of wipes it off as, oh, you jealous of him because he knew, and he getting more more play or whatever. Just don't be so jealous. But I hear what you're saying. I'm gonna keep my good eye on him. Appreciate the lookout. So, as I said, the new white dude, he is everywhere he doesn't need to be. Even when Teresa got hit by the bus and everybody came running outside, he wasn't there. But when the investigator was talking to Madam, I know he comes sprinting out the door. What is it that you need? You don't know enough about nobody or nothing to be in the midst of nothing. Find you something safe to do, please. So, yeah, everybody at this point is trying to take Madam down because she can't be touched. All right. So, Babyface tells Blue about Patty while he's outside, and he needs to take the night off. And Blue tells him, like, Madam not going to be happy about that. Like, she's going to be missing money. And so Blue calls Patty and tries to talk her down at the ledge, and Patty's like, listen, he put his hands on me. And Blue reminds her, like, hey, didn't you put your hands on him too? She don't want to hear it, and she claims it's, too late to undo it. And, you know what I mean? They're not going to come in the club, don't tell Madam I had anything to do with this. This is what Patty's saying to Blue. But I just can't let him do me like that. Whatever. So Blue sends him to a paint and sip so he can lay low for tonight. and hopefully, somebody can talk some sense into Patty before, before the block gets any hotter at Eden. And hopefully, well, I can't say hopefully, he's not gonna learn. Babyface is not gonna learn to leave Patty alone because she's his sugar mama and that's his bread and butter. She done already took your car. She done did all these other things, took back all these things that she's done for you because you don't want to do what she tell you to do. So you're just gonna have to keep going through it until you learn your lessons the hard way. All right, so they are at Tandy's, and Tandy, Lotus, and the judge are having lunch by the pool. They ain't answering the front door, so Madam is gonna drive. Not around back. She's gonna drive through the gate. She drives through the gate into the backyard and proceeds to drag in the judge into the pool and drowns her. And she tells everybody else in attendance to let that be a warning to all of y'all. And she tells the housekeeper guy, go get the camera footage and you bring that back out to me. And Tommy, you get in the pool and you resuscitate the judge. So she was damn near dead, and now Tommy has to resuscitate her and bring her back so she can do what the hell she was told to do 45 minutes ago. All right, so Lotus introduced herself, and she's looking at Madam. She's not disgusted. She's unmoved. She's unfazed because, hell, she's affiliated with the cartel. She's probably seen this and worse. And she sits there, and she kind of got a smirk like this is a bad bitch. She doing what she needs to do. And they have their little niceties or whatever, their little conversation. And Lotus introduces herself to Madam and says, "Hey, my husband, Mr. Concierge, and I see why he likes you. You like to make big scenes and big spectacles, and I guess he really likes that about the women that he collects as trophies." So basically, it's just a little jabs they doing back and forth. All right, now the judge has to make the call, and she got 1 hour to get it done as previously instructed to do so. She then tells Tandy's servant Sandy is the housekeeper guy that was working at Tandy's house. Tells him, "Hey, let me size you up." She sizes him up real quick. She was like, "She ain't paying you what you're worth. Come on, let's go. I'm taking you back to the club with me." And so yeah, she done came in and wreaked havoc on these people's lunch date out by the pool. All right, so Fuego and Midnight, finally let Trouble go on the main stage since they're down 2 people for their performance. Congratulations. Round of applause. Merry Christmas. All right. Madam calls Concierge and asks him about his wife, and she's talking, and she uses all the cuss words and vulgarity she can come up with, and he don't like that she's cursing, and he hangs up. It is less about her cursing and more about her not learning. Granted, she's his pet project, and he's trying to get her more polished so she can be a part of the grander scheme that is the cartel, right? And so he explains eventually to her that it's a business arrangement that him and his wife has, and he also advises her to be careful when it comes to Lotus. I can manage the situation currently, but she's not one of the street level people that you deal with, meaning if y'all have an issue, you can't just kill her and all of this can be done. Her people are high level, high money, like I said, cartel related individuals. So you can't just knock her off and expect them to not come for you and everything you worked hard for. So I need you to chess. I need you on chess, not checkers. I need you to take it easy. I need you to take a step back. Understandable. Got it. Madam ain't hearing you right now, but hopefully she does before it is too late. Like he told her, the way that they operate over there with Concierge and his people, they do things when no one knows that it is them, as opposed to Madam. When she do it, she wants you to know that it is her. Sometimes that's messy. That doesn't work for the grand scheme of things, and she need to tone it down just a little bit. All right. So now back at the jailhouse, they got to let Doc go, and of course the investigator is pissed. She is really mad about the fact that they had to let him go. However, she may have found a way in because I'm gonna tell you in this last scene. So Madam goes to the back in the little locker rooms or whatever, and she's checking on Doc again, like, "Hey, I know she was pressing all upon you, asking you questions. I'm sure you stood 10 toes down or whatever, but you good? You good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. Well, ain't no thing. I ain't said nothing to her." And she tells him, like, "Listen, I need you to get back to work. Get your mind right, but I need you to get back to work, get out here and get this money." At the last minute before she sends him back on stage, she checks Doc, like open his jacket, and I don't know if he's wearing a wire. Oh, I missed a half a second, but let's just assume he's wearing a wire, and she headbutts the shit out of him. So hopefully the investigator hasn't gotten to Doc. I don't know if that was just a do better next time, or hey, you actually wearing a wire. I don't remember, and I'm not going to go back and watch it. So she headbutts him, so now Doc's probably in trouble, unfortunately. And you can't just quit because, like I said, you have a body on your hands, so how you going to get out of trouble with Madam? Because she headbutts you. Y'all now have an issue, and you don't want an issue with Madam. That's not what you want for your life. Okay, so this should be interesting. I don't think we have too many more episodes in season 2, and hopefully season 3 doesn't take forever, but things are, they're still, you know, developing storylines. Things are coming, but it does seem like Madam is being attacked from every different angle, so we'll see which one succeeds or not, or, you know, how we're going to resolve all this crap. Anyway, that has been season 2, episode 12. Let me know what you think about the episode. Like, comment, share, subscribe, or whatever it is that you feel like doing, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.